Hey guys, today I'm in the Big Bear area of Southern California, and I'm going to show you how to hike to Keller Peak and the Keller Peak Fire Tower on the Exploration Trail. Now it's about 12 miles out and back, about 2,000 feet of climbing. It's not really a tough hike, but you do get a lot of payoffs. You get some great views. This is one of the best viewpoints up here on Keller Peak. It would take the Exploration Trail, which was partially designed by children and goes close to something called the National Children's Forest. I think I got that right. I bet you didn't know we have one of those, but we do. And we get here to Keller Peak, where the fire tower, built in 1926, is the oldest standing fire tower here in Southern California. It's still used by people looking out for fires. I'll talk more about the history in the full guide on HikingGuy.com, so make sure you go there. Also have information on how to get here, maps, insider tips, gear recommendations, and all of that stuff. So go to HikingGuy.com before you hit the trail. And if you're watching this video, if you like it, please do me a favor and click that little thumbs up. It helps me out tremendously. It helps other people find the video, hopefully find this hike and get to experience this neat area just like hopefully you do as well. So anyway, let's hit the trail and I will show you what this hike is all about. All right, so from the parking area, the trail is just over on the right. Now the parking area is small and there's some little overflow spots I'll talk about on the website. I've never seen it full, but hopefully it's not full when you get here. But anyway, I'm just going to go up to this interpretive sign that gives you a little bit of the history of how children were involved in the building of this trail, which is kind of interesting. I also talk about that on the website, but this is the start of the hike here. You can see this is a trail. It's not too primitive. It's a maintained trail. Right from the beginning, we're going to go along Dry Creek and then climb over it as we head up towards the ridge line. And you can see from all the boulders and everything, this is your typical Big Bear type hike, very bouldery, rocky. But the tree growth here, again, is only about half a century old, so it gives you an idea of how long it'll take to recover from some of the recent fires as we go up here. Now at this split, the trail goes off to the left, but on the right there is a bench with a little viewpoint. The viewpoint's into some trees, but it's neat just to come up here and check it out if you'd like to. But otherwise, just head back to the trail and continue to go up. At this point, we're going to go over Forest Route 1N42. We go over 1N42, I think A, B, and D. They're all over here, but they're all well marked, blocked off so that you stay on the exploration trail as we hike up towards Keller Peak here. Now keep your eyes out for these little interpretive posts. The displays are gone, but the displays allegedly used to have information designed by children in their interpretation of the trail, which is kind of neat, but they are no longer here with us, unfortunately. As you climb up, you can see some of the evidence of the 1970 Big Bear or Bear Fire here. Burned 51,000 acres, which is pretty massive. Here we're going to cross another one of the Forest Service roads. This is actually the Mill Peak Forest Service road. If you want to hike up there, you can go up to the right, but it's a bit primitive. We're going to go straight. As we gain the ridge, if we look over to the right, you'll be able to see Mount San Jacinto, Taquitz Peak, and Black Mountain. Latter two of those also have fire towers. If you want to check those out, I have guides on the website for those too. But otherwise, we're going to keep on hiking, and the trail kind of winds around, has some little ups and downs once we're up on the ridge here. Definitely doesn't feel like an uphill, even though you're going to do some climbing. And some of it is shaded. You can see this is it's pretty remarkable considering a lot of the growth here is newer, 50 years old. Lots of neat boulders and some shade. It's about 50-50 in terms of shade on this hike. This is also a good hike to do in the winter when there's snow. It's a great snowshoeing trail. At this point, you come up to this area that's been clear cut. The trail gets a little bit hard to find here. You're just going to stay on the right-hand side and kind of hug the right-hand side and twist around. And soon after that, there's another old abandoned fire service road that we're going to avoid and keep heading up towards the end of the exploration trail. Eventually, towards the end, you're going to come out to this big clearing. There's a lot of boulders, and you get some really incredible panoramic views of Angeles National Forest. There's a little bench there where you can enjoy it. Good place for a snack break, but you can see everything from Cucamonga, Mount Baldy, across to Baden-Powell. It's a really neat viewpoint. But here we are at the end of the exploration trail. There's another bench and interpretive sign, and we're just going to hike out. Past that, you're going to see a sign for the exploration trail, and we're just going to make a right on the paved road here and hike up to Keller Peak, which is not much farther, just a little bit over a mile. And there it is up in the distance as we hike up. Normally I don't like hiking on paved roads, but this is a really small one, not a lot of traffic, and it's very scenic, so you really don't feel like you're on a road per se. We're going to pass the Yellow Post campsite, which is there on the right next to the really cool Jeep. It's a first come, first serve free campsite, so enjoy that if you'd like to. As we come up, you're going to be able to see off to the left San Bernardino Peak, Sugarloaf Mountain over there. Really nice views of the Highline peaks over to the left. And as we go up, you're going to see it a little bit better. Gorgonio is hidden behind San Bernardino, but you can see San Bernardino East and Anderson from there. Really nice views. And as the road twists around, you will see Saddleback Mountain over there, Santiago Peak and Majestic Peak off in Orange County. Now, eventually, we're going to start to see the summit area. Keep your eyes open to the left and up for the memorial to the B-26 plane that crashed here at the summit in 1941. I'll talk about that on the website as well, give you a little history there. But otherwise, continue hiking up towards the summit. Eventually, you'll get to the radio towers and fire tower right here. And you can just go up to the fire tower and see if it's open. It's usually open during business hours when there's not a pandemic going on, so check it out. You can go to the website and check out the hours as well. If it's closed, you can hop around the boulders there. There's a couple of USGS markers. There's two of them that I found. One's right there. There's another one there. But otherwise, just enjoy the views, Angeles National Forest, and head back the way you came. So that's it, Keller Peak. It's a fun one, definitely off the beaten path if you want to get away from the crowds. Now, if you stick around for a second, I'll show you what the hike looks like on a 3D map, guys. But otherwise, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you out in the trails. Bye. All right, so here's the hike on a Google Earth 3D map. You can see we take the exploration trail all the way up here to Keller Peak Road and then head up to the fire tower. Now, as long as we're up this high, let me show you the prominence of Keller Peak, which is pretty great. Once you see it over here, you can kind of get an idea of it. But you can see how it just drops off over there. And if we angle up, you can see how we can see the high peaks. There's San Bernardino, Sugarloaf. Gorgonio is hidden behind San Bernardino and Anderson over here. But you can still see this, which is really, really nice. But let's go back down to the hike, and I'll show you how it goes here. Now, the start is right by the Deer Lick fire station and just off the main road, which goes through here. You can see there's the gas station and everything, but we're going to go up the exploration trail. You can see where it crosses over some of these Forest Service roads as we climb up. Eventually, we'll gain the ridge right here. This is where I said there were views off to the right of San Jacinto. We wind along the ridge all the way up to the end. This is that last bench and boulder field where we can see Angeles National Forest. Let me swing us around here. There you can kind of see it in the distance. If we come back here, you can see we make the turn onto Keller Peak Road. We climb up Keller Peak Road. We wind around a little bit. Then eventually we reach the summit area right up here. And from here you can see how the views are impressive. But anyway, that's the hike. Hope you enjoy it. It's a fun one, so give it a shot.